Okay. I think we're good. If you are rewatching this, hello, I'm just chilling and allowing people to join. Slow news day. Really slow news day, not a lot going on. Just kidding. Hi, welcome. I feel like this lens is dirty. Is it? Hold on. Let's clean it. Is that a little better? Hello, welcome. Is the sound okay? Is everything good? Let me know if it is. Hi, welcome. Hello. How is the sound? Someone let me know if the sound is okay. Hi. Cool. I'll get started in just a second. I'll let people filter in. I haven't been live for the past 2 days, so if you were here on, what day was it? Was it Wednesday? Yes, Wednesday. Where I'm at, we had a huge storm, and it was right after I stopped the live stream. While I was on the live stream, Verizon Clear, good, because I have Verizon, and they're very expensive, so I better be Verizon Clear. So I did the live stream at 2 p.m., and while I was doing the live stream, we got this notice that a huge storm was coming. I'm breaking up. The sound, or every state is now a swing state. Basically, I got this notice on my phone while doing the live stream that there was a warning for a really bad storm. We were supposed to have up to 80 miles per hour winds. And the storm started literally right after I got the live stream. The sound is breaking up. That's not good. Everything seems fine. Let me check. I might echo for a second. Anywho, right after I got the live stream, I was like, hey guys, I might be on later tonight. And that happened because we had this terrible storm. It was so bad, I had to get in the middle of the house. I couldn't be around any windows because we have a lot of really big trees. And I was scared that one would come in. I had to get in the middle of the house, and the power went off right away. So we didn't have power for 24 hours. Got it at about 2 p.m. yesterday, almost 24 hours. So the power went out Wednesday at 3 p.m. or a little after 3 p.m. and then we finally got it back 2 p.m. yesterday. Ugh. So that wasn't cool. I might. Okay, I might echo for a second. I got it. Okay. I just wanted to check. All right, I'm good now. Hey, hello everyone. Okay, so the big news, the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade, which we were pretty much expecting. We had the draft leak, so we already saw the drafted decision, and the final decision was very similar to the draft that was leaked. We still don't know who leaked the draft, but this is obviously a very big, very historic day. There are lots and lots of reactions, but first let's look at the basics of what happened. So the U.S. Supreme Court has overturned the monumental Roe versus Wade case that legalized abortion across America. The 6-3 decision on Friday followed the early May leak of the draft opinion indicating the way which the justices would rule. That leak prompted protesting across the nation, particularly Washington, D.C., as well as dozens of attacks and vandalism of pro-life organizations, centers, and churches. Justice Samuel Alito wrote the Roe and a Judge Samuel Alito wrote that the Roe case, Planned Parenthood versus Casey, which upheld Roe, both must be overturned, and the right to allow, deny, or restrict the right to an abortion must reside within the states. So basically, this means it's not really that crazy. It's so funny because you'll see so many emotional reactions. And yes, we will get into that. But really, all that this means is that the legality will be kicked back to the states. There's many prominent people who are pro-choice who said at the very beginning that this was a really bad ruling, the original ruling of Roe versus Wade. And you have to understand what the job of a Supreme Court justice is. Their job is to uphold the Constitution. It is not a constitutional right to get an abortion. That is not in the Constitution. You have freedom of speech. You have the right to bear arms. You have all of these other things. The right to get an abortion is not in there. And no matter what the Supreme Court justices think, that is their job to uphold the Constitution, and it's just not a constitutional right. What it does do is it gives the rights back to the states. So the states themselves can decide whether or not they want to legalize abortion. And if you really think about it, it actually gives more rights to the people who can actually vote for people in office to legislate these types of things. So it really gives you kind of more rights in a sense if you think about it, because you have the right to vote for who you want. And the truth of the matter is, yeah, there are probably going to be some states that ban abortion, but there are always going to be abortion Disneylands like California. And we'll get into all of that. So here's some opinions on the matter. And this is Justice Alito. Roe was egregiously wrong from the start. Its reasoning was exceptionally weak, and the decision has had damaging consequences. And far from bringing about a national settlement of the abortion issue, Roe and Casey have inflamed debate and deepened division. Alito wrote in his majority opinion, which was strikingly similar to the earlier leaked draft, "It is time to heed the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to the people's elected representatives." He's right. And remember, their job as Supreme Court justices are to uphold the Constitution. Overturning the landmark 1973 case came in the decision on Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization, a challenge to a Mississippi law greatly restricting the federal right to abortion. The leaked draft, substantially the same as Friday's decision, had already galvanized pro and anti-abortion foes outside the Supreme Court building and even the homes of the conservative justices. Hundreds of people gathered at the court Friday carrying signs and shouting slogans. Police cordoned off groups hoping to avoid violence in the wake of the polarizing decision. The decision leaves it to states to impose restrictions on abortion. Several are expected to move closer to outright bans, while liberal states are expected to retain or even expand protections on abortion. Alito was joined by the Supreme Court's other conservative justices, including John Roberts, all three liberal judges, Alina Keegan, Stephen Breyer, and Sonia Sotomayor, dissented. Those are the ones that dissented. The Supreme Court began arguments on Dobbs versus Jackson's Women's Health Organization in December after the only licensed abortion clinic in Mississippi won lawsuits challenging the state's 15-week abortion ban. The district court granted the abortion clinic a temporary restraining order and then enjoined the state from enforcing the 15-week abortion ban, ruling that Mississippi did not prove an unborn baby is viable at 15 weeks, arguing based on the precedent set by Roe that the state could not ban abortion before viability. So that's how this all came about. Again, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals agreed with the district court's decision, leading Mississippi to petition the Supreme Court. In the state's brief to the court, the petitioner acknowledged the lower courts were required to strike down the 15-week abortion ban and pled with the court to review the precedent set by Roe and Casey. Their brief did not mince words. Roe and Casey are egregiously wrong. It is a direct challenge to the precedent set by the majority in the 1973 case. So there you have it. And I think it was, and here's the thing you should know. So the left is going to say, oh, they're taking away women's rights. Women's rights. Well, half, if not the majority of pro-life activists are women. So that's uncomfortable. Also, we went from the pro-choice stance used to be rare, safe, and legal. Legal, rare, and safe. And then it went from full-term abortions, even after you have the child in some cases. The truth of the matter is most people, even pro-choicers, agree that abortion shouldn't be legal after the first trimester. And for instance, in Virginia, you'll see Glenn Youngkin trending. They're going to do that you can have an abortion up to 15 weeks, which is still pretty, that's still pretty liberal if you think about it. And even some of our strictest abortion laws are pretty liberal considering even Europe. We're more liberal than European countries already. And you're going to have places like California that will probably even pay for airfare if people live in a state that bans abortion. I believe, here we go. Profile business announces it will pay for employees' abortion tourism. So you're going to have this now. I really wanted to know, this is Planned Parenthood's. And see, here's the thing. This is Planned Parenthood is upset because obviously they're going to lose money if states start restricting abortion or even banning it. They're going to lose lots of dollars. Keep in mind that Planned Parenthood also donates millions and millions of dollars to the Democratic Party. So they're kind of intertwined there. Planned Parenthood reacted Friday to the Supreme Court's decision. So this is what they said. The Supreme Court just overturned Roe versus Wade, ending our constitutional right to abortion. Okay, well, that's a lie. There is no constitutional right to have an abortion. That's why it was overturned. Let me read that again. The Supreme Court just overturned Roe versus Wade, ending our constitutional right to abortion. We know you may be feeling a lot of things right now: hurt, anger, confusion. Whatever you feel is okay. We're here with you and we'll never stop fighting for you, said Planned Parenthood. You mean they'll never stop fighting for their dollars, their pocketbooks, their wallets, because that's really what it's about. Planned Parenthood's Action Fund, the abortion provider's political advocacy arm, had a more outraged take on the court's moves. So this is the Action Fund. This is their political advocacy arm. The Supreme Court has taken away our right to abortion and overturned Roe versus Wade, opening the floodgates for states across the country to ban abortion. The court has failed us all. But this is far from over. We know what politicians want because it's already happening. To ban abortion state by state and eventually a national ban. That will never happen. But like generations before us, we'll fight for each other. Lovely. It is not your constitutional right to have an abortion. Portland. Here's Nancy Pelosi. Today, the Republican-controlled Supreme Court has achieved their dark, extreme goal of ripping away women's right to make their own reproductive health decisions. It's called contraception. It's called Plan B. It's called abstinence. It's called marriage. It's called so many other things. And I love when they always make it about taking women's rights away. Because keep in mind, half, if not most, of pro-life activists are women. Also, Nancy Pelosi, there's no point in saying good morning. Here she is. Oh, it won't play. There's no point in saying good morning because it certainly is not one. That's how Nancy started her speech today. So Joe Biden came out and gave a speech, and it was a bunch of nothing. It was mostly like, this decision is bad and terrible, and it's awful, and bad, terrible, awful. This is terrible. It's an awful decision. That's basically what he said in a nutshell. I will say what I did appreciate is that he called for peace. So I thought that was good. We can throw Biden a bone. Um, uh, Besides the repetitiveness and just saying bad, 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 he did say, if you're going to protest, do it peacefully. We condemn all violence. So I do think he did a good job with that. Does it work? Not really, but at least he said it, which is a lot more for people like AOC, who was outside. I wonder if I can pull this up, and refused to condemn anyone who might do violence, throw a dog a bone. However you want to interpret that. I think that Kamala is going to speak soon. Well, that will be interesting, won't it? Here's Ben Shapiro. Fun to watch Democratic legislators absolutely incensed over the fact that they have just been granted more authority by the Supreme Court. See what happens when the Supreme Court kicks an issue back to legislators? This is a great point. They're mad because now the legislators have more power. Barack Obama. Today, the Supreme Court not only reversed nearly 50 years of precedent, it regulated the most intensely personal decision someone can make to the whims of politicians and ideologues, attacking the essential freedoms of millions of Americans. It's not an essential freedom. But here's the thing, too. This is what really bothers me. Feminism infantizes women. It treats them like they're babies that have no personal responsibility, that don't know how to take care of themselves. So you'll hear a lot of the arguments, well, what about incest, or, the R word? Well, here's the thing. First of all, if something like that ever happens to you, if you're ever assaulted in that manner, the first thing you should be doing is going to the police, going to the hospital, getting the rape kit, and then request Plan B. Do it. Or if you were ever compromised in any way, if you ever, had an oopsie or whatever, go and get Plan B the next day. It's a pill. You can get it at any pharmacy, CVS, wherever. Pretty sure you can get it at the hospital if you request it, if you go to do your rape kit. Do that. It's much better than aborting a baby. This is what I don't understand. There are so many things available. It's called birth control. It's called abstinence. There are so many things that you can do to take control of your body so that you're not in this position. And I guarantee you, most states, I did read that a few states are planning on banning, so we'll look at that. But most states will not outright ban, but there will be restrictions. Like in Virginia, you have 15 weeks. In Mississippi, you had 15 weeks. How does it get that far? If there is a situation where you're not sure of, and let's say you missed the point at which you can take Plan B. I start taking pregnancy tests as soon as you can. And I think it's like a few weeks after. First time, and a woman gets a menstrual cycle once a month. That's 4 weeks. If you miss something, start taking tests. If you think you had a mistake, start taking tests right away. Hello. And I'm not saying I agree with all of those things, but what I'm saying is if you think a 15-week ban or an 8-week ban is super restrictive, there are things that you can do as is a woman that says that you're pro-choice where you can take more control of your body. And they act like women are babies and you just need to look to the state for everything. I am also against, well, I mean, good for you if you're against the morning after pill. That's fine. What I'm doing is giving an argument for people that say, oh, a 15-week ban is awful. And I'm actually for the morning after pill. If you were assaulted, then go take it. Here's Maxine Waters. Exactly. Let's get it down to the morning after pill and move on from there. So Maxine Waters. Maxine Waters calls for pro-abortion extremists to fight. The hell with this Supreme Court. We will defy them. That's insurrectionist Maxine Waters. Here's Donald Trump. Yes, Maxine Waters loves to call for violence. Here's Donald Trump, who should be taking a huge victory lap right now because these are his Supreme Court justices. Says today's decision, which is the biggest win for life in a generation, along with other decisions that have been announced recently, were only made possible because I delivered everything as promised, including nominating and getting 3 highly respected and strong constitutionalists confirmed to the United States Supreme Court. It was my great honor to do so. I did not cave to the radical left Democrats. They're partners in the fake news media of the rhinos, who are likewise the true but silent enemy of the people. These major victories prove that even though the radical left is doing everything in their power to destroy our country, your rights are being protected. The country is being defended, and there is still hope and time to save America. I will never stop fighting. Yeah, that's what a lot of people just don't understand the job of the Supreme Court justices to uphold the Constitution. There was also a ruling recently where they ruled in the Second Amendment, which is also a win. You had states like New York trying to ban concealed carry or trying to make it so that you had to give a really good reason to be able to conceal carry, which again can be subjective. And just because, and if you have that precedent, anyone can say for any reason, no, sorry, denied. And what's really interesting is the same people that want to limit 2A or restrict 2A rights, which by the way, 2A and abortion are 2 completely different things because 2A, it's called 2A because it's the Second Amendment, which is in the Constitution. Abortion is not in the Constitution. So what's really interesting is that the DOJ came to make a statement about both Supreme Court decisions. So the DOJ, Merrick Garland, made a statement today about this decision, which is really odd because the job of the Department of Justice isn't necessarily to give opinions like this. Their job is to enforce the laws. It's not to legislate laws. It's not really to give their opinions about the law. Their job is to enforce the law. So this is Merrick Garland. The Supreme Court has eliminated an established right that has been an essential component of the women's liberty. The Justice Department strongly disagrees with the court's decision. DOJ will use every tool at our disposal to protect reproductive freedom. Okay. And what's really weird is this is the first time I can remember ever in my lifetime the Department of Justice giving out opinions over Supreme Court rulings. That's why this stuff is so divisive.
Will you condemn the violence proposed by Pro?
So this is AOC, who refuses to condemn any violence.
Will you condemn the violence proposed by pro-abortion groups? Will she not condemn it? Are you not condemning the violence proposed by pro-abortion groups? So I guess no condemnation. Can you not touch me, please?
So she's followed for about 2 minutes and just will not condemn the violence. This is also her just chanting nonsense. So that's AOC chanting into the streets and that the Supreme Court is illegitimate. What's really funny about, you can't see it, I'm just letting you listen to it, but what's really funny about it is she's like super happy. There's a huge smile on her face. She's having the best time. And it just goes to show you who AOC is. She's having the best time because the attention is on her. That's really all that it's about. She loves attention. She loves when the attention is on her. She's so angry about this that she just cannot wipe the smile off her face. That's AOC in a nutshell and just how genuine she is. Oh, and this is quite funny too. So this is Joe Biden in 2006. I do not view abortion as a choice and a right. I think it's always a tragedy. Joe Biden in 2022, abortion on demand without limits until birth. And here's what I gave him credit for. He said this today. I call on everyone, no matter how deeply they care about this decision, to keep all protests peaceful. So credit where credit's due. He did better than AOC and Maxine Waters, both insurrectionists. Blair White said, "Isn't it funny how anytime the party of love and tolerance loses, the country immediately braces for violence?" Very true. Mitch McConnell. The Supreme Court's landmark ruling in Dobbs is courageous and correct. This is a historic victory for the Constitution and for the most vulnerable in our society. Beth Bondman, I don't know who that is, but she said, "It looks like the left suddenly knows what a woman is." Excuse Excuse me. I had a hiccup. Trigger laws? Let's see. Oh, here's a really good point, actually. Really good point. Greg Price says, more female Supreme Court justices voted to overturn Roe versus Wade than voted for it. Let that sink in. Exactly like what I said. Either at least half or the majority of pro-life activists are women. One of the most famous pro-life activists, her name is Lila Rose. I think she's about my age, but she's been a pro-life activist, and she is probably the most vocal, the most prominent pro-life activist that I've ever seen, and she's a woman. I'm going to retweet that. That was a good point, Greg. Check. He says more female Supreme Court justices voted to overturn Roe versus Wade than voted for it. Checkmate, libs. Retweet. Okay, what are trigger laws? Oh, these states with trigger bans will outlaw. Oh wait, I think I have it right here though. Here's multiple Republican-controlled states moved to immediately ban abortions following the Supreme Court's decision on Friday. First, 13 states with trigger bans designed to take effect as soon as Roe is overturned will ban abortion within 30 days. Several other states where recent anti-abortion legislation has been blocked by the courts are expected to act next, with lawmakers moving to activate their dormant legislation. A handful of states also have pre-Roe abortion bans that could be brought back to life. States with trigger bans include Idaho, Utah, Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, Texas, Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Kentucky. Next up are 5 states that do not have trigger bans: Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, Ohio, and Iowa, but have passed laws going after abortion, but courts have struck those laws down. The Post notes that Roe versus Wade being overturned, those laws could easily go into effect. While Indiana has not yet passed a strict abortion ban, the Republican-led state would go into special session this summer to crack down on the procedure. Meanwhile, West Virginia and other Republican-led states never repealed its pre-Roe abortion ban and recently added a constitutional amendment specifying that West Virginians do not have a right to abortion. That's really interesting. This is going to be really interesting within the next few weeks. Someone said, this is a good point. Someone said, we need to see adoption centers operating with honesty and integrity set up across the country. It's not enough to return the abortion matter to the states. We have to make sure that women who do not want to keep their babies have a reliable and confidential place in which to turn. I agree with that. I do not want to see any state or local government or for-profit entity in the adoption business. This must be driven by nonprofits who operate with integrity, privacy, and not driven by profit or taxpayer funding or predatory adoption lawyers or pronouns. Yeah. I mean, I've always said that too. I think there should be resources for women that want to give their children up, but do it in the right way. And there are many families there are many women out there that want to have babies and that can't. And So I'd love to see things like that set up. It really can be a beautiful thing, I think. And I've heard some stories where the woman gives the baby up for adoption and is able to stay in their life and get sent pictures, and it kind of turns into be a beautiful thing. And what a gift to give someone, if you feel that you're unable to care for that baby, what a gift it is to give a woman that maybe can't have a baby a chance at being a mother. Live in DC, pro life man tells pro abortion activist, you don't even know what a woman is. Okay, breaking leftist group announces mass protests outside Justice Clarence Thomas's home tonight. Provides address, offers to carpool. Not cool. This is, I will say it's quite impressive because these justices know what they're up against. And the fact that they've already had protests in front of their homes, Kavanaugh had his life threatened, and that they still voted with integrity is actually, it's rather impressive, and it's how it should be. They shouldn't be able to be intimidated. That's why it's technically a federal law not to be able to protest or intimidate a Supreme Court justice, because you need to uphold the integrity of that institution. And what's really disheartening is the fact that we have a DOJ and we have law enforcement that are not enforcing or upholding that law, which is not cool, man. Never. Yeah, that's a really good point. I keep forgetting that it's Friday. They should not have released that on a Friday. That probably wasn't the best move. Although maybe they already, well, no, yeah, because you're far less likely to protest on a Wednesday. That's one of the reasons I think that we saw so many protests go as long as they did over the summer of 2020, is because a lot of people were laid off and not working. So they had all the time to go protest. That was basically their full time job. This is a good point too. So Donald Trump Jr., the libs that are crying today about my body, my choice, because they're big mad that they might not be able to harm babies on demand, are the same radicals who wanted to force a nationwide mandate, you know what we're saying, on all Americans to be able to get a job and provide your family. And this is one of the things that pro-choice activists get wrong. They say my body, my choice, but what about the baby's body? There's, that's the thing. They think that pro-lifers want to take their rights away. That's not what pro-lifers are about. Pro-lifers are speaking on behalf of the rights of the unborn baby, and they don't understand that concept. I am so glad that I'm not in Los Angeles right now. I'm so glad. I lived during 2020, I lived in Protest Central. It was awful. I'm so glad I'm not there tonight. They have, let's see, Antifa Watch, Philly, Boston, NYC, Los Angeles, events planned. I want to see what's happening in Los Angeles. Okay, Washington Square Park. Here we go. Where's Los Angeles? I don't know where they are in Los Angeles. I wanted to know if it was close to where I lived. I don't have much to say. So this is, they're already planning protests tonight. Abolish the Supreme Court, 624, 6 p.m., Father Sierra Park. I don't know where that is. Sheet is about to get mostly peaceful in Los Angeles. It's about to get mostly peaceful up in here. Okay, all out for abortion rights. Washington Square Park in NYC, 6:30 p.m. Nothing good happens after 6 p.m. as far as these protests are involved. Nothing good. Where is the Los Angeles one? Black masked Antifa. We're calling for an all-out protest at the Massachusetts State House tonight at 6 p.m. An attack on not, you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. Mostly peaceful there. Dang. Okay. There's already a large number of Antifa calling for violence, riots, and other attacks. Jane's Revenge put out a call in May to plan attacks. Churches, particularly pro-life ones, crisis pregnancy centers. Ugh, these people are so gross. And pro-life organizations will be the main targets of this. Cool. Attack places for low-income pregnant women to get services. That's great. Large protests and riots are being planned. These may limit law enforcement response to more specific planned attacks. That's the thing that you don't think about a lot when they plan these protests. It takes law enforcement away from other areas. So if you have all this law enforcement where all these protests are happening, you don't have as much going to other areas of, well, any crime really, but then these smaller, more targeted attacks. Okay, let's see. Fascist Parlor Watch says, I don't have the mental energy to scroll Twitter right now. Can you please comment below the protests and the PNW taking place this weekend? Lonsdale Square, 5:30 today. All out for abortion rights, Friday, 5:30 p.m., the Colorado Capitol building. Where is the Los Angeles one? Seattle? So they got Seattle tonight. Get ready to hit the streets when the Supreme Court rules. Federal building, Seattle. Protest tonight. 6 p.m., Hall of Justice, San Diego, mock-up, community organized. Dang, it's going to be, I should live stream tonight. Mask up, block up. Because you know when they're wearing all black, that's their black bloc. They're like, yes, we get to go out tonight. They do need it. I guarantee you they're like excited. They're like, yes. Block up. Okay, these are all the cities, you guys, that have stuff planned. You ready? Philly, Boston, NYC, Los Angeles, Portland, Seattle, Denver, San Diego, Cincinnati, Columbus, Miami, Raleigh, DC, Chicago, Austin, Atlanta, Phoenix, Dallas, Greensboro, Des Moines, Boise, New Orleans, Houston, Salt Lake City, Sarasota, Madison, Nashville, Minneapolis, Pittsburgh, Oakland, Albuquerque, San Francisco, Indianapolis, Worcester, Orlando, Long Beach, St. Petersburg, Champaign, Illinois. Cool. It'll be a spicy night. I am going to stay home tonight. I didn't see one for Richmond. I'm sure there is. Richmond is very, Richmond, I think in large part because of VCU, is very liberal down there. Disney just sent an email to their employees assuring them that they will pay for their travel costs to get an abortion. There you have it, people. Law enforcement in DC, they already have the riot gear out. Tim said they should have a protest arena and then just put all the protesters out there. Eva, what do you think? I think there's something wrong with her. Did you see the Normic? Seen that yet? I've seen parts of it. He's so funny. It's very smart. In my opinion, just all of him was ahead of his time. Eva. Hold on. University of Illinois. Come here. Come here. Come here. Ooh. Eva, say hello. Okay, look at her ear. Eva, say hello. I don't know. Her ear. Well, you can't see it right now because she has both of them down. But this ear, to me, it's been like kind of droopy all day. You see how it's like uneven? Oh, it does look a little red. I think something's wrong with her ear, and I tried to get her an appointment at the vet, but they're all booked up until next week, so I don't know what to do. She looks pissed as per usual. No, it's her ear. It did kind of look a little red. I don't know. But she won't let me look at it. She has an... And did you see her ear? What do I do? Because I can't get her to the vet. I know it. My cat had it. Did you have to take your cat to the vet? They don't have anything open until next week. Maybe it is an infection. She might have an infection or a bug. You need to get her antibiotics. But what, I don't know what to do if hydrogen peroxide. But my problem is though, I can't get her in until next week. I may get her pills or ear drops. I just noticed it this morning. I noticed that her ear was a little half down. And I was trying to look in it, but she wouldn't let me look. But when I was just looking at the camera, I could see that it does look a little red. And now I have cat hair on my lip gloss. My cat sometimes did that when her ears needed to be clean. Give it 24 hours. Okay. What I might do, I think I'm going to go to the pet store and see if they have something where I can just do like a regular clean. Saline solution. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can just do like a clean and then give it some time. It doesn't seem like it's bothering her. I just noticed it, and I was like, why does your ear look like that? Thank you, guys. She's never really been sick or anything before, so I don't know what to do. But I think I'll try to just clean it out. Ears get droopy. My ears get droopy sometimes. All right, I'll see if I can clean them, get whatever I need to get to clean them, and give it some time. Okay. What do I think about this Supreme Court thing? I don't really, I think it's good. I mean, I think they have medicated wet towelettes for that. Okay, cool. I'm going to crowdsourcing pet care. Thank you. But you should get it looked at. So I think what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and make the appointment. And in the meantime, I'll see if I can clean it for her, and I'll keep an eye out. I was worried that there was a bug in there or something, or that it was a parasite, but I don't think that's what it is. When I saw it in the camera, it looked like it was just more red. Eva, come here. No, come here. Because she won't let me look in it. It does. It looks a little red, huh, compared to that ear? Yeah. I wonder if she scratched it. It's the most I've been able to look in her ear. She's been hiding it from me. Or she won't let me mess with it. She could have scratched it, too. Oh, the Supreme Court ruling. Yeah, it is. It's totally dropped down. And it looked a little red on the end compared to the other eye. It looked a little more red. Supreme Court ruling. I think it's good. I mean, I think it's in line with the Constitution. It's hard to have, like, to be honest, I really don't. I mean, I think it's good. I'm not as passionate, I feel like, as, yeah, the gun rights are respected too. That's really good. I'm not super, I don't know, like, I'm all for both rulings. Yeah, both rulings are really good. Pay attention if she starts to walk funny. It might affect her equilibrium. Then you'll know it's an infection. Okay, I saw that. She has no symptoms other than the way that it looks. Like, she's not favoring that side. She's not itching it. She doesn't appear to be in pain. She's been lazy today, but sometimes she is more lazy during the day, so it's not really that abnormal. She wanted to go outside. I mean, she's acting normal. No, I think both rulings are really good. That's the job of the Supreme Court, is to uphold the Constitution. So in that sense, I think it's really good. I think that you'll see some states ban, but I don't. This is what drives me crazy about this stuff is, and what really makes me mad at politicians, because they make it such a huge deal to women. They're like, my rights are gone. Your rights are never going to be gone. There's always going to be states that are basically going to be like abortion havens. Like, California has already announced that they'll pay for your plane ticket. Anyone can come to the state and do it. And I think it's good to, first of all, I think it's good to restrict it. I have so many thoughts on this. Like, and it goes deep into a lot of different things. I think it's good. I'm happy with it. I just hate how we turn everything into, call a pet store that has vet services. Oh, I'll do that. That's probably a good idea. like the soonest I could get in, I actually called a bunch of different vets in the area, and several of them I couldn't get in for a few weeks, and the shortest time wait period was 1 week. Yeah, California and New York will be there for all. Like it, I'm literally looking. I'm just dumbfounded right now. I think I'm taking it all in because I'm looking at all these protests, and you have women sitting there like crying. Oh my god! I'm like, calm down. I was literally on TikTok today, and this one girl was on. she was on Amazon buying the Handmaid's Tale outfit. It's just people are so delusional and they don't understand. You should always understand your opponent. I actually like sometimes like I go to the bookstore and I'll look through some leftist books. I will see you later. I'll look through some leftist books because I want to know where they're coming from. And what their mistake is, they don't understand their opponent. So that's why it's just so funny to me. Did you see Tim Pool's report? No, but I'll watch it after this. I was watching Ben Shapiro a lot this morning because he had a show that lasted several hours actually where he was talking about it. So I was watching Ben Shapiro, but I'll watch Tim Pool. Actually, where is Tim? Let me look at his. Let's go to his Twitter. If I can. My computer's being a little slow. That's not pulling him up. Here he is. He doesn't have much on his Twitter, so I can't really read his response. Get out. Hold on. Hopefully I don't. Some people think that the next thing is going to be interesting. So this is this Justice Thomas? Hold on. Okay, for that reason, I think this is Justice Thomas. For that reason, in future cases, we should reconsider all of the court's substantive due process precedents, including Griswold, Lawrence, and Obergefell. Because any substantive due process decision is demonstratively erroneous. Ramos versus Louisiana. We have a duty to correct the error established in those precedents. Gamble versus the United States. After overruling these demonstrably erroneous decisions, the question would remain whether other constitutional provisions guarantee that myriad rights and our substantive due process cases have generated. For example, we could consider whether any of the rights announced in this court's due process cases are privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States protected by 14th Amendment. What? So this is what Tim Pool tweeted out, and he said, let me just add another holy shit. He says, gay marriage is next in line to be overturned. Hold on. that was I don't know if I'm saying this correctly. Obergefell versus Hodges. Okay, so that case is a landmark civil rights case. Supreme Court of the United States ruled that the fundamental right to marry is guaranteed to same-sex couples. This clause and the Equal Protection Clause to the United States Constitution. Dang. Wow, Justice Thomas. SCOTUS should reconsider contraception, same-sex marriage. Okay, this is from Politico. Justice Thomas. SCOTUS should reconsider contraception, same-sex marriage rulings. Justice Clarence Thomas argued in a concurring opinion released on Friday that the Supreme Court should reconsider and pass rulings codifying rights to contraception access, same-sex relationship, and same-sex marriage. The sweeping suggestion in the current court's longest-serving justice came in the concurring opinion he authored in response to the court's ruling revoking the constitutional right to abortion, also released on Friday. In his concurring opinion, Thomas, an appointee of President George Bush, wrote that the justices should reconsider all of the court's substantive due process precedents, including Griswold, Lawrence, and Obergefell, referring to the three cases having to do with the Americans' fundamental privacy, due process, and equal protection rights. Since May, when Politico published an initial draft majority opinion of the court's decision on Friday to strike down Roe v. Wade, Democratic politicians have repeatedly warned that such a ruling would lead to the reversal of other landmark privacy-related cases. Interesting. Interesting. We'll see. The constitutional right to abortion does not stand alone, the three justices wrote. To the contrary, the court has linked it for decades to other settled freedoms involving bodily integrity, familial relationships, and procreation. The court's past rulings in Roe, Griswold, Connecticut, Lawrence versus Texas, Obergefell versus Hodges, and other cases are all a part of the same constitutional fabric. The three justices continued, protecting autonomous decision-making over the most personal of life decisions. So the 14th Amendment, in civil terms, granted citizenship to all persons born or naturalized in the United States, including former enslaved, and guaranteed all citizens equal protection of the laws, one of three amendments passed during the Reconstruction era to abolish slavery. So it says, no state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any persons of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. Things could get interesting. Thomas is haunting Biden. Tim Pool said, if Hillary Clinton would have won in 2016, the Supreme Court would have mandated forced abortions today. All right, guys. Well, that was interesting. Lots of information. Holy cow. I might be live later tonight. I'll announce it if I do. We do not have any storms coming, so I should have power. Oh, that's a good point. I think we do have, well, we have, there's a university about 20 minutes away, and then I know there is also there's a community college. I don't know if they have a veterinary program, but I'm going to go, get her some stuff right now. I know of a pet store. I think they have a vet in the pet store, or they offer services, so I'm going to talk to them and see what they say. And then search around and see where I can get her. I think tonight I'll try to clean it. Now that it looks a little red, I'm thinking, I wonder if she injured it somehow or scratched it. She just wasn't letting me. She wasn't letting me look in there. So I'm going to try to clean it and see what happens and keep an eye on her, because she's not acting weird at all. And then I'll figure out what I'm going to do. I'll watch her tonight and then figure out what I'm going to do in the morning. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. And I'll see you later. Have a good day. Bye.